That girl is a real proud piece. Small world, all her friends know me.
Like, mate, number one, what made you think that you, one person on this earth with how many billion people, is the only person to make someone happy? Excuse me? Sit down, please. This is what, 29 seconds, and I'm already, like, whose time are you trying to waste? You think karma doesn't exist? You think my God does not exist? Hey, we shall see. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I am the lovely London girl, and today's video I am going to do a reaction slash kind of my thoughts on the whole situation with the Nakita Johnson situation. Now, I didn't really follow them much, but it has been on my radar recently because I'm on YouTube. But I just thought I would give my reaction to the video and also my thoughts about abusive relationships and kind of red flags. So let's get started.
Fucking stupid. Listen, please, don't rub me off. These dickheads, don't rub me off like that. Wait, do you know how many youths will take the piss out?
Obviously, he knows that him not being with her anymore because they're in such a public relationship is going to make him look like a D-head. Do you know what I mean? It's going to make him look like a waste man because he had a bad B, in quotes. She's very beautiful, she's very pretty, and he had her and now he doesn't have her anymore. And you know what? I bet there were bare man I bet there were loads of guys, yeah, that were jealous of him, that wanted her, that were still hollering even though that they knew they were together. So, you know, he's gonna kind of feel embarrassed.
Like you said, that we're over. My wishes will come on. It is what it is. I hope you enjoy your life. I hope you do your fucking thing, trust me. If you don't, you're gonna be miserable for the rest of your life, won't they?
He said, your wish is my command. I hope you do your effing thing, because if you don't, you're going to be effing miserable. I hope you do your thing, because if you don't, you're going to be effing miserable. Mate. Like, mate, number one, what made you think that you, one person on this earth with how many billion people, is the only person to make someone happy? Excuse me? You don't even need someone to make you happy. You can make yourself happy, and that person, whoever it is, enhances that happiness. Sit down, please. This is what, 29 seconds, and I'm already, let me calm down anyway. But yeah, like, that whole, when people try and make you feel as though without them you're nothing, without them you can't be happy, without them it's shit, basically. Where? Who? Not me. Let's continue.
Before I start, I want to make it clear that I'm not trying to benefit from this in any way or form, so I've opted to turn off the monetizing of this video, so I won't be earning any money by.
Last time I watched this video before, like a couple of days ago, and an advert played at the end. So either you are profiting or you're not profiting, I don't understand, but I have nothing personal against her at all, or anyone at all. This is more for entertainment purposes. But yeah, there was an advert that played in the end of the video, so perhaps she didn't know about that. You know when you have to click in the beginning at the end, maybe she forgot to click off that video, click off that ad maybe. But yeah, she said she's not going to profit from this, but negative attention is still attention, so she's going to profit whether she wants to or not, because she's made a video. If she didn't want to profit off of the situation, she shouldn't have made a video at all. She should have just left it. But then maybe she wants to clarify because she might have people on YouTube who may not have seen her Instagram post who kind of want to have like her physical being talking about the situation. And to be honest, people want more tea. Like, we're nosy. Like, people are nosy. You know, they want more tea. Her subscribers, his subscribers, they all want the tea on what's happened and kind of some kind of resolve. So I guess this is why she made the video. But then again, it is some attention, and so she's profiting off of the buzz.
Showing this, I was more than comfortable in not releasing anything and moving forward, as I felt that the post that I'd made on my Instagram was more than enough in stating that my relationship was over. And despite the many rumours that I must have cheated or disrespected him in some sort of way, it didn't faze me, and it was inevitable that people were going to talk. I was just ready to move on. But with what has come to light today, I'm done protecting him, and I feel that he needs help. I want to personally take the time to apologise for withholding the reasons why a relationship came to an end. At the time, I felt there was some sort of serenity in keeping the last bit of our relationship private, but now I need people, specifically young men and women, to know that I would never want anybody to stay in an unhealthy situation regardless of how public it is. When I met Terrell,
I can understand that, because it's it's kind of embarrassing to have a relationship so public and then to have it fail. Because I remember seeing them maybe 2 years ago, I think. I seen a YouTube video thinking, oh, that's really cute, and the way he's looking at her, he seems to really love her and stuff. But then at the back of my head, I'm thinking, you love her so much, but where's the ring? Like, you know what I mean? So I know marriage isn't, well, actually personally, marriage should be the end goal of every relationship, every serious relationship you're in, especially when you get to a certain age. And if marriage is an end goal, whoever you date should actually be someone who you'd like to potentially marry. Now, no, you don't have to see yourself marrying every single person you date. But I mean, if you're in a committed relationship and you intend to stay committed for a lengthy amount of time, if marriage isn't one of the topics you talk about after a certain time, then what are you doing? And I'm not saying marriage is the be all and end all and the kind of epitome or the kind of peak of a woman's life or a man's life, but especially a woman's life. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying for any human being in general, if you want to get married and if marriage is a part of your future, then you need to make sure that you're not with someone who's going to waste your time. I don't believe in kind of living together with someone for many years before you get married, or long engagements. I do believe in taking your time, but I don't believe in over exasperating the situation, because then, yeah, it's a waste of time. I personally think. I think if you love someone so much and it's such a public space, why hasn't he married you? Do you know what I mean? Like, you always have to call into question, this person claims to love you so much, why are they cheating? Why are they being abusive? Why haven't they married you? Why haven't they done this and done that? I don't know, it's just my opinion. Anyway, I'm rambling, let's just continue.
it was nothing short of a dream, and I take responsibility for that, because I believe I walked into his life so headstrong in knowing what I wanted in a relationship and for my future. And I was clear in saying, don't ask me to be your girl unless you see yourself marrying me.
That's my point. That's what I'm saying. For someone who wants marriage to be a part of their future, and they let you know that in the beginning, if you don't see yourself marrying that person or actually putting in the effort to be faithful and to be the person that they need you to be, leave off, mate. Leave off, mate. It's alright. It's not by force. You know what I mean? She's pretty. She's beautiful. It's not by force. Some people, I feel like they force it, and especially guys. Like, why do you guys force it? If you want to sleep around and sleep with as many girls as possible, then don't be in a relationship. Like, it's so disrespectful to the other person, especially when you pretend. Like, you pretend you want to be with them, you pretend you love them, you like them, and then you just cheat on them or you don't treat them right. What's the point? Whose time are you trying to waste? Like, whose time are you trying to waste? And I'm talking about the guys who intentionally do it. You know, some people have mental health issues, or they go through things and they never saw themselves doing the things that they did. That's fair enough. But I mean, people who actually walk into relationships with their eyes open, knowing what they were going to do to that person. Like, whose time are you trying to waste? You think karma doesn't exist? You think my God does not exist? Hey, we shall see.
And when that didn't scare him off, I thought I'd hit the jackpot. And now, looking back, I feel like there were plenty telltale signs that could have saved me from...
And that's another thing. Some people will play the game, you know what I mean? You set your standard and they'll pretend to be that standard until you crack. And then all hell breaks loose. And also, we'll talk about red flags in the end, but there's always red flags in a relationship that you have to pay attention to. And there's always a feeling, an intuition. You can call it the Holy Spirit, intuition, energy, whatever you want to call it. But there's always a feeling inside where you know the situation you're in is not profitable, it's not fruitful for you, it's not right for you, it's throwing you off in the wrong direction. You get that energy, you get that bad feeling, you get that discernment, the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it, you know it. And you have to pay attention to those red flags, because it will save you so much time. So much time. Oh dear.
Being here, but that I chose to overlook. I saw this community-loving gentleman and I fell head over heels in love with him. When my grandmother died, I got more support from you guys, and by then it had gotten to the point of me being so tired that I just simply didn't expect anything of him.
I know that feeling when you're just like, you know what, I know I'm not asking for too much, but because you're making me feel like I'm asking for too much and I can't keep asking, I'm getting tired, I'm just going to give up. And when you lose expectation from the person that you love, that's the beginning of the end. Like, unless there's change. When a woman stops caring, that's the beginning of the end.
Falling out of love with the person that I had originally met.
This is why you don't fall into love. You walk into love with your eyes wide open. Now, you can't know everything about somebody. I know that, and I'm not saying, but there are big things that are deal breakers, and you can find those things out with time. Now, there are some people who will hide it, but time reveals all things. And if you happen to do the right things, get to know the person, and then you still find out these big deal breakers after a while, after being committed to them, that's not your fault, it's theirs for being such a weird person to hide their true self just to manipulate you into a relationship. That's not on you, that's on them, because at that point you couldn't have done anything better. But this is why I don't believe in the whole notion of falling in love and things being more of a lusty kind of superficial love. Now, I'm not talking directly on her relationship, I don't know the situation, but when you fall in love, you don't actually, it sounds like it wasn't a willful decision, and so you can't actually take responsibility for things. Oh, I just fell in love with him, it was something about him. No, you have to open your eyes, shine your eye, girl. You have to walk into that relationship with your eyes open, willing to commit to that person and to love that person as a choice, not as a feeling, because there are going to be days where you don't feel like loving that person, but because you made that commitment as a choice to love them, you continue to. Love is not a feeling, love is a choice. And that's what I think the world is getting confused these days. People feel like if it doesn't feel right anymore, I should leave. No, because it's not always going to feel right. And it might not feel right for some months, for some years, but you got to stick it out until it starts to feel better. As long as that other person is willing to make the change as well. If the other person is not willing, then you dead it off. You cut that thing, you walk away. But I mean, if the person is willing and you have to go through the storm to get to the other side, then that's what you're going to have to do, because it's a commitment you made. Do you know what I mean?
And I now have this image in my head of him turning up to my house with a gun and tapping on my window.
Serious. Ooh.
That's not how I wanted to live.
Nope.
He became mentally abusive, especially when I would try to break up with him. He would tell me that nobody would treat me the way he would, and that I would be miserable without him for the rest of my life. He loves attention, whether it be good or bad, and I may be a social media influencer, but I don't do controversy, and I grew to learn how much he thrived off it.
I can tell, because with this situation, she could have been a lot more kind of angry about the situation, a lot more out there, a lot more expose type thing, but she seemed to have kept things really kind of calm. And even this video, it sounds like she's delivering a spoken word. It's really calm, and it's just really like clear. Now, I don't know her, I don't really follow her, so I don't know whether this is really like her or not, but she seems to be true to the fact that she doesn't like drama or controversy or attention in this kind of sense, like negative attention. I'm just going to skip forward because you can always go and watch her full video.
In saying that I deserve the best, because I do. I pray.
Everyone deserves the best. Make sure you don't settle and you wait for the best. Wait on it, because it is out there, you know. And don't lose patience, don't lose hope. You know, a partner is not the be all and end all of life. It's nice to have, but it's not the only thing you were created to do and to have. And so don't lose hope, but also don't only focus on that, you know. I mean, build yourself up, love yourself. I think that's what she talks about. Love yourself, you know, and all of that good stuff. So don't just focus on getting a partner, especially if you're African or Asian. If you're watching this and you're African or Asian, I know the struggle. I know after you get your degree as a woman, parents expect you to be getting married in the next 2 to 3 years. Meanwhile, your whole teen and pre and post teen life, you weren't dating. They kind of locked you up in the house, said you cannot talk to boys. Now you finish with a degree and they expect you to have a boyfriend or a partner or someone to get married to. Where should they come from? Where do I pick one from? Tell me and I'll buy one right now. It doesn't work like that. So it takes time, and parents need to understand that if they're going to scare their daughters away from dating for so many years and condition them to think that it's actually wrong and it's actually forbidden, you can't do it, like, and then after the degree, all of a sudden it's okay, you can date now, you can go on dates, you can entertain people. That's miscombobulation in my head. Like, you can't expect me to just jump and find a guy. So yeah, that's just my 2 pence.
That you get the help that you need, because it's not nice to watch you self-sabotaging everything you built for the sake of social media.
Social media is not worth your peace of mind, and it's not worth your integrity as a person or your pride as a person. Don't embarrass yourself on social media. Like, don't do it for the views. And like, obviously my channel doesn't have that many views, it doesn't have that many subscribers. It's because I could be doing some really dumb stuff on YouTube and making up story times or doing really ridiculous clickbait, you know, but I'm not here for that. Do you know what I mean? I can't. If I ever tried to do that, I just wouldn't feel right within myself. Some people do, I'm not judging them, but I mean, don't lose yourself for social media. Like, at the end of the day, they're just platforms on internet that doesn't actually physically exist. So it's like, you don't give so much power to a platform and to other people who don't know you. Don't expose so much of yourself and then lose yourself. I don't think it's worth it at all, to be honest. I just ended the video there, but she goes on to kind of say to your exes, to your exes, I'm sorry that I didn't believe him, that when he said that, something, I can't remember, but go and watch it. I'll leave the link in the description box, or you can go to her channel. I'm sure you already know who she is, that's why you came to watch my video. But my 2 cents on the whole situation and on public relationships, or on making your relationship public, or making it very, very public, is there are always, as she said, there are always red flags in a relationship. Now, you know, when you meet someone for the first time, maybe a friend's friend that you don't know, and you're meeting them for the first time, and you just get that feeling, that energy, you discern, the Holy Spirit is telling you there's something not right about this person, and you don't know what it is. Trust that feeling. That feeling is there for a reason. It's intuition. It could be a woman's intuition, but I believe men have the same thing. Maybe perhaps not the same thing as women, I don't know, maybe it's genderless, it doesn't matter. But there's definitely that feeling that everybody has. And whether you I believe in God, so I believe that it's that little piece of God in everybody that tells you, that tries to steer you within the right direction. And you need to listen to that voice and that feeling, and know that it's not just you feeling weird, it's not just you being a hater, it's not just you, well, sometimes it's you being a hater. You got to decide that on your own, because, you know, sometimes your thoughts, it be like, you know, sometimes you just be hating on a chick for no reason, you know what I mean, or you be hating on a brother for no reason, but then sometimes there's a voice that's actually telling you to be careful. So listen to that voice. There are always red flags in the relationship, especially in the beginning of the relationship, because you can, when you're trying to pretend to be someone you're not, you always slip up. And so there'll always be little things that they'll show you about their character that you might just brush off and be like, it's nothing, you know, it doesn't really matter. Like, they seem nice, they've got 60% of what I want, and so I can kind of forsake the other 40, and it's like, But yeah, that's kind of my 2 cents. You know, just be careful, don't compromise, and listen to that voice inside, and watch out for those red flags. Leave, and don't be scared to leave. No one is ever too good for you, and you know, you deserve the best. Don't ever lie, don't ever listen to the lies when they tell you that you'll never find anyone better. There's always someone better. Always. You know, there's so many people in this world. How can this one person tell you that they are the only person who can make you happy and treat you the way you want to be treated? Are you dumb? Are you dumb? So no, yeah, don't listen to people like that, and love yourself. And yeah, I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you liked this video. If you did, like, share, subscribe, and comment. Tell me what you think about the situation. Let me know down below. I would like to know. I interact with all my comments, the very few that I get. So yeah, this has been lovely, London girl. See you in my next one. Be free and love yourself. This is just a little bit extra to say that I watched Terrell's video after I filmed this, and I think his video was quite genuine. Some people thought that he didn't really address the situation and the allegations. He just really kind of reacted to her and the fact that she made the video. But I feel like his video was quite genuine. I don't really know him to watch what is genuine and what isn't. But yeah, he didn't really say much in the video for me to kind of comment on, so that's why I didn't really talk about it or annotate within the video. So yeah, that's my 2 cents, and I'm done talking about it now.